Good day to one and all. My name is Francis M. Macasero. Today, we are going to discuss about validity and reliability. Validity and reliability are two of the most important factors to be considered when constructing a good taste items. The question is this: when do we see that the test is valid and reliable? I give the definition. A valid test means that it could be measure quantity supposed to measure. Validity of the test. Validity refers to the appropriateness of the score-based inferences or decision made based on the student test result, the extent to which the test measure what is supposed to measure. Important things to remember about validity. Validity refers to the decision we make and not to the test itself or measurement. Like reliability, validity is not an all or nothing concept. It is never totally absent or absolutely perfect. Validity estimate, called validity coefficient, refers to the specific type of validity. It ranges between 0 to 1. Validity can never be finally determined. It is specific to its administration of the test. Types of validity: content validity, criterion related validity, and concurrent validity. Content validity, a type of validation that refers to the relationship between the test and the instructional objectives. Establish content so that the test measure what is supposed to measure. Things to remember about validity. The evidence of content validity of your test is found in the table of specification. This is the most important type of validity to you as a classroom teacher. There is no coefficient for content validity. It is determined judgmentally, not empirically. The second is criterion related validity. A type of validation that refers to the extent to which the score from the test relate to theoretical similar measure. It is a measure of how accurately a student's current test score can be used to estimate a score on a criterion measure. like performance in a courses, classes, or another measurement instrument. Example, classroom reading grades should indicate similar levels of performance as standardized reading test score. And there are two types of criterion related validity. It's classified as construct validity and predictive validity. Construct validity, a type of validation that refers to a measure of the extent to which a test measure a hypothetically an observable variable or quality such as intelligence, math achievements, performance, anxiety, etc. It's established through intensive study of a test or measurement instrument. Predictive validity, a type of validation that refers to a measure of a extent to which a person current test result can be used to estimate accurately what that person performance or other criterion such as test score will be at the later time. The third validity is concurrent validity. And before that, we give example of predictive validity. For example, in a group of graduating students, the the faculty of MSU conducted a pre-board exam, and they measure that among the students have take the board exam, there are, for example, 5 have to pass the pre-board exam, and later for and excuse and after they take the board exam, the poor students have already passed the board exam, so the test they make is predictive validity. Next, concurrent validity, a type of validation that requires the correlation of the predictor or concurrent measure with the criterion measure. Using this, we can determine whether a test is useful to us as predictor or as substitute measure. The higher the validity coefficient, the better validity evidence of the test. In establishing concurrent validity, evidence no time interval is involved between the administration, the news test, and the criterion established test. Factors affecting the validity of a test items. First, the test itself. Second, the administration and the scoring of the test. Third, personal factor influencing student response to the test. Fourth, validity is always specific to particular group. Next is ways to reduce the validity of the test items. There are, in my example, there are 9. First, poorly constructed test items, unclear direction, unclear direction. Third, ambiguous items. Fourth, reading vocabulary difficult. Fifth, complicated syntax. Number 6, inadequate time limit. 7, inappropriate level of difficulty. 8, unattended clues. 9, improper arrangement of items. Now, we are going to discuss about reliability of a test. Reliability refers to the consistency of the measurement. That is, how consistent test result or other assessment result from one measurement to another. Factors affecting reliability of a test. First, length of a test. Second, moderate item difficulty. Third, objective scoring. Fourth, heterogeneity of the student group. Iba-iba yung kanilang talino. Fifth, limited time. Kunti yung oras o hindi depende sa kahirap ng exam. Now, let us discuss 4 methods of establishing reliability. Number 1, test-retest method. A type of reliability determined by administering the same test twice to the same group of students with any time interval between tests. The result of the test scores are correlated using the person-product correlation coefficient. And this correlation coefficient provides a measure of stability. This indicates how stable the test result over a period of time. Number 2 is equivalent form method. Equivalent form method, a type of reliability determined by administering two different but equivalent forms of the test to the same group of the student in succession. The equivalent forms are constructed to the same set of specification that is similar in content, type of items, and difficulty. The result that the t-scores are correlated using the person-product correlation coefficient. And this correlation coefficient provides a measure of a degree of which a generalization about performance of a student from one assessment to another assessment is justified. It is measure the equivalence of the test. The third methods of establishing reliability is the split hub method. Split hub method administer test once, score two equivalent hubs of a test. To split the test into halves that are equivalent, the usual procedure is to score the even number and the odd number separately. This provides two score for each student. The result of the test scores are correlated using the Spur-Brown formula. Excuse. Excuse for the distraction. Okay. Let's go back. Split hub method. Administer test 1 score 2 equivalent hubs method of the test. To split the test into halves that are equivalent, the usual procedure is to score the even number and the odd number separately. This provides two scores for each student. The result of these test scores are correlated using the Sperman-Brown formula, and this correlation coefficient provides a measure of internal consistency. It indicates the degree to which consistent results are obtained from two halves of the test. Last is the Coder-Richardson formula. Administer the test score total test and apply the Coder-Richardson formula. The Coder-Richardson formula is applicable only in situation where a student's responses are scored dichotomously, and therefore it most useful with traditional test items that are scored as right or wrong. QR20 estimate of reliability that provides information about the degree to which the items in the test measure the same characteristics. It is an assumption that all items are of equal difficulty. Now, as further discuss about validity and reliability, now let us give the relationship between the reliability and validity by seeing the illustration of the dartboard. As we can see, the first we notice that an archer who always hits about the same place but not near the bullseye, meaning reliable siya but not valid. The second, the archer who hits the various places centered around the bullseye but not very accurately. Valid but not reliable. Third, an archer who hits various places all of the same side of the bullseye, but it is neither reliable nor valid. Just drink break. Okay, let's continue our discussion. And the last illustration we see, an archer who hits consistently close to the bullseye both this type of illustration give both reliable and valid. Now, let's give a conclusion. A valid assessment is always reliable, but a reliable assessment is not necessarily valid. Next, let's discuss factors in resolving conflicts between validity and reliability. Validity is paramount. Validity not damage educational effectiveness, but excessive concern for reliability or cost may be do so. Staff costs are limited by the credit in the work plan planning system being used. Student times costs are limited by the plan learning hours allocated to them. Reliability cannot be 100% for any one assessment and may need to be compromised. Between marker, reliability cannot improve by marker training and monitoring. Clear, detailed criteria will maximize examiner reliability and validity. Educational effectiveness coursework assessment are often simultaneously designed to prevent plagiarism detention. Where each student procedure a number of similar arrangements, they can be randomly sampled. Self and peer assessment can reduce staff costs, and uses of learning activity. High reliability assessment is costly, mahal siya, and so should be used only where it is critical. Program-wide designs of assessment can avoid a worst of the conflict. Designing a good assessment is a creative, challenging task that demands expertise in teaching of the subject. Time at its improved by peer support and review. Thank you.